Hi guys, welcome to another session. So if you remember in the last session, we discussed a concept and the process of social stratification. And today we will be completing the topic, the dimensions of social stratification. So both are important. They can ask both of them together. They can ask it separately also. Stratification, they can ask you in that case also you need to talk about dimensions. In that case also you need to talk about social mobility. So all these are, interdependent, not independent. Okay. So let's complete this area. So if you go for a quick recap, we understood that every society is based on some kind of inequality. And when you identify the patterns of inequality and when these patterns are institutionalized, that forms stratification, right? And that's the basic of stratification we understood. But stratification, again, if you look at it, it's not uniform. It varies depending on the criteria that we used. And then we discussed different criteria also. And you can say these criteria are what you can consider as the dimensions of social stratification. There are certain criteria. It could be caste, it could be class, it could be gender, it could be race. So these are different criteria, and these are what you understand as dimensions of stratification. Now, at the broader level, you can divide stratification into two types: open system and closed system, and we give more importance to open system. So what do you mean by this open and closed system, which is understood in terms of social mobility, which in itself is a separate topic. I'll be doing it in the next session. So open system means mobility is possible. The movement from one strata to other is possible. For example, class system, it is open system. Lower class can become middle class and can become upper class once you start, getting good employment, good education, earning more, right? So here mobility is possible, right? So example is income or occupation based class system. Closed system means mobility is not possible. It's very rigid and mobility is restricted. For example, the caste system. You born in a caste and you end in a caste, right? So you will be dying in the same caste only. But there are, cases where you talk about Sanskritization, dominant caste, etc. That's something different. Let's talk in general. So closed system means there is no mobility or very less mobility. Open system means chances of mobility is there. So in reality, you can say there are no system which is perfectly closed or perfectly open. Even if you talk about a class system, it is normatively open or theoretically open, but there are practical hindrances or structural barriers, like in terms of poverty, discrimination. All these will hinder mobility. You talk about education, you get education and then you can get mobility, but a poor person getting education and a rich person getting education, both are different. So their mobility, aspect also, it is completely different. So there is nothing like, you know, perfectly open or perfectly closed. Even in caste system, which is theoretically closed or considered to be closed, but there are also avenues for social mobility in terms of hypergamy, in terms of hypogamy, in terms of Sanskritization, and all those you will be seeing that later. So that's about understanding the two different patterns, right? The two different system, that is open system and closed system. Now, based on that, let's look at the major types of stratification system, right? So each basically based on certain dimension. So we are going to understand different types of stratification system, which is based on dimension. So the topic is dimensions of stratification. So based on each of these dimensions, there are different system. For example, first one, age set system. Here the dimension is age, right? The old age, young age, middle age. That's how you will be classifying here. That's the strata here. And this is often seen in the tribal society where age determines the authority and privileges, right? So age set system, then whether it is considered open or closed, it's a different matter. So in fact, it has to be considered as closed, but the young age person can move to old age after some time, but at that point of time, this is considered to be closed, right? So young age, middle age, old age. So it is considered to be closed, especially the older people cannot come back to the younger one. So mobility is difficult. So we consider this as closed system. Coming to slave system. So here the dimension is ownership, and the strata, if you look at it, this is masters and slaves. Theoretically open, but again in reality it is very rigid, and it is seen in ancient Greece, Rome, and colonial the America, Africa, right? So next one is estate system. Here the dimension is the ownership of land. Guys, in fact, I have given everything in the actual class in the PDF, so there is no need to get in depth of it. This is just a summary of whatever we discussed. So dimension here is the ownership of land, and the stratas here will be landlords, clergy, and serfs. And this is prominent in the feudal Europe around 15th century. Theoretically, this is considered to be open, but in practice, you know, there are hindrances. The status is hereditary, right? So hindrances is there. Coming to the class system, here the dimension is income, occupation, education, and here the multiple stratas like upper class, middle class, lower class. And this is considered to be an open system. And of course, there's a structural property of industrial society, and thinkers like Karl Marx highlighted the conflict between bourgeois proletariat. We'll be discussing that in detail. Max Weber added that class must be seen along with status and power when we talk about stratification. So multi-dimensional pattern of stratification he introduced. We'll be discussing both of these in conflict theory and in Weberian theory. Next is caste system. Here the dimension is ritual or occupation part. And stratas are Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and untouchables, that is Dalits. And this is considered to be closed and hereditary system, and it is unique to India. And you can talk about M. N. Srinivas. He explained the concepts like Sanskritization. That shows limited mobility within caste hierarchies. That's why I told you in the beginning, there are no systems which are completely open or completely closed. There are avenues, right? Next is racial stratification. Here, the dimension is the race and the biological characteristics. And the stratas, if you look at races, considered superior or inferior, and it is a closed system, right? Once institutionalized in apartheid South Africa and segregation in the USA, and today it is legally abolished, but still this racial inequalities persist, but it is considered illegal. Okay, next is ethnic stratification, which is based on culture and ethnicity, which in itself is a very important topic in your paper too. When we talk about ethnic conflicts and then tribal movements or ethnic movements, these are very important. Stratas here will be dominant versus marginalized ethnic groups. Here, culture and ethnicity is what the dimension is. When we talk about tribal, non-tribal divisions, these you can write as an example. Thinkers like Anthony Smith have emphasized how ethnic identity become a powerful basis of hierarchy. So that example I have discussed in the actual class and go through that also. Next is gender stratification. The dimension is gender, male and female. These are the two different strata. So it's largely a closed system, right? Institutionalized through patriarchy that we have discussed anyway. And you can talk about Sylvia Walby and Oakley, right? Sylvia Walby argued that the patriarchy operates at multiple levels like family, work, politics, and culture, and that is restricting women's mobility. So can we consider this to be completely closed? Nowadays, there are, female can become male, male can become female, that avenues are there. So in conclusion, what I can tell you is that the dimensions of stratification show that inequality is multidimensional. So you may see at the class level inequality, multiple dimensions you can see at the similar scenario. So a single society again can be simultaneously at the same time can be stratified in terms of class, caste, gender, and ethnic stratification. And functionalists like Davis and Moore, they view society or stratification as necessary for role allocation in society. I'll be discussing this theory in the next video. And then conflict theories like Marx, it's seeing this as a tool of domination by the upper class to the lower class, right? So there's a tool of domination. And Weber gives a more nuanced, multidimensional pattern or model, which is most relevant in the present day society. So stratification is not only about inequality, but also about the complex basis. That's what you understood in terms of criteria or dimensions like age, class, caste, race, gender, ethnicity. On these patterns which society organize itself. So this is how we can discuss the dimensions of stratification. I hope you got some idea about it. Thank you so much. And in case if you're looking for any mentorship on sociology and the test series or the classes, get in touch with us. See you there.